Okay, so this is a quick intro to HubSpot's Marketing Hub Professional. It's going to be a quick dive into the key features, the ones that we see in our agency as the most impactful and the reasons why you would upgrade. We're going to go into some use cases that we see with those features, but we're not going to go totally comprehensively in depth on everything. We'll have a separate video for that. So you can look for that on our channel as well. But let's get into it here. HubSpot Marketing Hub Professional falls between their starter and there's enterprise version. And by the way, we're going to jump into the actual tool here. You can see all of my tabs up top. It's not going to be a presentation the whole time. Overall, where HubSpot Marketing Hub Pro fits is it's really built for the growth stage. So without getting the full feature set of the enterprise, you can still get so much automation and efficiency done in terms of how you would run marketing operations. You can be much more effective in terms of your outreach, your segmenting, and everything else with your prospect base there. It runs on top of the smart CRM, so everything is tied in together. You can use all of the activities tied to your contacts, to your deals, to your companies, to basically customize the marketing touches that you're making towards your audience. So you can use all the different page views, the sources that they come from, different properties from data enrichment. You can use all of that with the workflows in Marketing Hub Pro. And then the next thing is that it's right sized for people who are not looking to get like an architect or IT involved in the development of their marketing operations. And so it's really a good fit for teams that are semi-technical or technical people who are not in IT roles. Maybe they're just in marketing operations or marketing as a whole. And so you can run a lot with Marketing Hub Pro. Now, just before we jump into the key features of the tool, quick glance on pricing at the time of this video. $890 per month. It's a annual commitment. You get 3 core seats with it. You can add on additional core seats to use certain features in HubSpot for $45 a month. You get 2,000 marketing contacts. So in HubSpot, a marketing contact is specifically someone who you mark in the system as being marketing or marketed to. So you can change those once per month, but it's not all the contacts in your HubSpot account. It's just the ones that you're actually sending marketing emails to and other types of marketing activities like targeting with ads. And then there's a $3,000 onboarding fee that HubSpot charges. And then we also have white glove onboarding for Marketing Hub Pro setup in case you're looking for a more in-depth project of both training and setting up the tool, but also getting some initial projects knocked out really quickly so you get the ROI immediately on the tool. That's what we offer. HubSpot offers their own onboarding for $3,000 flat. So if you are looking into Marketing Hub Professional, before we jump into the actual tool here, make sure to use a link below in the video description. We'll hop on a call with you, talk through what you're looking to do with the platform, see if it's a right fit for you. It's not for everyone. It is a significant investment especially for smaller companies. And so we help you determine whether or not you're actually gonna get payback on that, if it makes sense for your organization. So book that call with one of our experts using that link below. And so in this video for the overview, we're going to go over 4 main features that you get with Marketing Hub Pro. One being workflows. A lot of automated workflow actions are unlocked with Marketing Hub Pro. Your email marketing capabilities, the ad conversion events and goals, and then campaign reporting as well. So that's not everything in the tool. You get lead scoring, you get SEO, you get custom reporting. We're just not going to jump into that specifically. Let's get into the workflows here. So if you're looking at the workflow section and you click on create a workflow from scratch, before Marketing Hub Pro, you're going to see a lot of grayed out options in terms of what triggers you can use, and then also what actions you can take afterwards. So when you have Marketing Hub Pro, you pretty much unlock everything inside of the workflow tool with the exception of just a few actions and a few triggers that are tied to Data Hub Professional or Sales Hub Enterprise. But you usually don't run into those until you have a very specific use case that's more complex with the platform. So when you're inside of the workflow tool here, let's just click on next real quick so we get a workflow configuration here. What you'll see is you'll see more complex options here for branching logic, for going to other workflows, for sending certain types of emails. And so you'll see everything get unlocked here in terms of the actions that you can take. Like I said, there's a couple actions that you need other hubs for, but it's not the main one. Marketing Hub Pro will unlock almost everything inside of workflows. So that's the first big unlock. You open up the door to any type of marketing automation that you want to do. and you can build it all natively in HubSpot without having to use external tools. And so the next thing that you get here is further customization around your marketing email capabilities. And specifically, we're talking about things like A/B testing. We're talking about things like smart content, and we're talking about things like advanced personalization inside of your emails. You can see I was looking at my screen here because I don't remember all of those features off the top of my head. But basically what you have here is that when you're going and editing copy, you'll be able to personalize them with any type of token, any type of information that you have on the contact or the company. And so basically you can select any field inside of your smart CRM in order to populate the actual email template. And you'll also be able to use A/B tests. So you can see up here in the upper right, if I click on A/B test here, I can actually go through and configure different versions of the email. I can go and choose the winning metric. I can do a test length. I can split by percent of recipients who should receive each. And so it's super customizable to test at scale. If you have a lot of marketing contacts that you're sending these emails to and you want to do a split test, you can do that with Marketing Hub Professional. And then last but not least in there, you get a lot more configuration around scheduling sends, around automation in terms of when you add a contact to a segment, you can send a marketing email to them automatically. And there's no limit on in terms of the number of steps in that campaign and what you can run there. So with Starter and with the free version, a lot of limitations around that. But Marketing Hub Professional uncaps all of that. You're able to fully use marketing email to customize, make it smart, to use A/B testing, to automate everything. And so you get the whole shebang there. Next thing that we're going to look at are the ads over here. And so especially if you're spending money on ads, you unlock a lot of features in terms of events and audiences that you can create inside of HubSpot. You get the attribution back to HubSpot here. So you can see the impressions, the clicks, the contacts, and the deals. And so you can do things like create audiences. And this is on Meta, Google, LinkedIn, and I believe TikTok actually shows up right down here. So TikTok now as well. And so you can see here for us, for example, we have HubSpot customers. We have website visitors over the last 60 days. We have 90-day website visits. These all feed automatically back into the ad platform so we can retarget them based off of very specific criteria. If we were to create an audience, you can see here we can use website visitors, we can use contact segments, company segments, and lookalikes inside of these platforms. It makes the process way easier. You don't have to be an ads wizard in order to configure these types of audiences directly in the tools. You can do it all from the CRM, have it tied back to your actual revenue so that you can analyze that data later on. So you can see here, we're running some testing campaigns on Meta, and we can see the number of clicks, the number of contacts, the number of deals that we have created out of it, and the amount spent. And so as these deals close, we'll see the ROI show up here. We can obviously filter by the date range here. This was filtered by 1 week in November of last year, but we can see the performance directly inside of HubSpot here. And then last but not least, we can actually go through and create specific actions driven by things that happen inside of our HubSpot account. And so you can see here, if it's a lead, then we send that event over to LinkedIn. If a contact becomes an opportunity, we send that over into LinkedIn as well. And then we have to reconfigure these, honestly, because these need to be reset. The last sync was a month ago and it's not active. But overall, you configure your events here. You can send them back to the ad platform. And that's something that Marketing Hub Professional unlocks for you specifically. And so it goes way deeper. You see here, you can create ad campaigns in the tool. You can create audiences. You can create events. You can create goals. Huge unlock in terms of efficiency, staying in HubSpot, tying everything back to the CRM. Next, we're going to go into campaigns. And with that, we're going to show a little bit of Marketing Studio, which is a beta feature at the moment, but a really great tool overall to start exploring. And so with Marketing Studio, you can take your campaigns and actually plan out the assets here on a canvas. You can map out how everything flows. You can see here, this is emails that are sent during this campaign. You can see the ads that are tied to it, the landing pages that are tied to it. You can do everything here inside of the tool. And then once you have everything connected, so you add all your assets here, got all these assets that you can add from the CRM, from automation, in terms of workflows, You can connect everything inside of HubSpot with these campaigns. And then what you get is a beautiful campaign performance tab up here. You'll see things like budget, attribution, and tasks as well. But if we're looking at last year, this campaign, we can see when we were running it, this was in October. We got 20 deals out of it. We just changed this filter, so it's not calculated yet, but you'll see the ROI over time, the revenue over time, how many contacts were influenced, the website traffic, the life cycle counts. You can see here, we got 1 customer out of this. We have 4 deals open out of this. You can see influence contacts. You can see all the breakdown here in terms of all the data inside of your CRM and what we tracked through the campaign. And so overall, those are the 4 key features that we see as the most useful for Marketing Hub Pro. We'll go deeper into each one of those along with the other features that you get in Marketing Hub Pro in another video. We'll do a deep dive. It'll be much longer. But overall, these are the 4 main things that you should look into if you're considering Marketing Hub Pro. The other features that might be worth looking at, the lead scoring, which is really powerful in HubSpot. Just takes a little more setup and a little bit more time to see a payoff from it. SEO tools, so you can see what your keywords are that you're targeting, a keyword map of what you want to target, and then how your website is actually performing in terms of search, in terms of traffic. And then custom reporting, you get a bunch of pre-built marketing reports, website analytics that are really, really useful. We'll dig into those on the other video because they're really powerful. It's how we look at accounts initially to see what the traffic looks like to identify any issues potentially with the setup. And so overall limitations to know, these are things that come through with Enterprise, Marketing Hub Enterprise. In Professional, you do not get multi-touch attribution. That's an enterprise feature. Your contact costs can scale fast if you're not careful with your marketing contacts. So every 5,000 marketing contacts you add is another $250 a month, which is very reasonable if you end up managing your contacts actively. You have workflows set up that cycle people out of the marketing contact status if they're stale or not responding or they've bounced. So it's just something to plan for going forward. And then obviously pay attention to the mandatory onboarding fee. If you want a white glove approach rather than like a templated approach from HubSpot, then we have those options too. But just something to watch out for overall. So quick summary, $890 a month base. It's an annual commitment. You get all the workflow automation, all the marketing email feature sets, along with tons of other stuff that we went over there. You get A/B testing, ABM, SEO, and ad retargeting. And you also get campaign ROI reporting. So it's not full multi-touch attribution, but it's campaign level ROI reporting. And so overall, if you are looking into Marketing Hub Pro, consider those features, especially the workflow unlocks. See what you're blocked on right now, and then see if Marketing Hub Pro is going to unlock that with the new workflow features, with marketing email features, so on and so forth. I'm Dan Saavedra from Merger Data. I didn't even say that before, so I apologize. If you're looking for help with HubSpot, we have the links below in the video description. So make sure to check those out, book a call with myself or another expert on the team, and we appreciate you watching.